Because you're such a narcissist. I don't understand how.
That is so funny you say that.
Interviewing people is hilarious because I'm always right. I watched the one with Chris Dunn.
I'm a narcissist. Wait a minute.
I watched the one with Chris Dunn, and within 2 minutes of the podcast, you were like, "What should the audience know about me?"
So we actually strategized this before that episode. That was the second episode, and we were trying to find the sea legs of the whole thing. And I was like, I don't want it to be the like Judson navel gazing hour. And I was like, there still needs to be some context for what we're doing. So we were like, what if up top? I almost cut that part because I was like, there's a lot that got cut, but
Yeah.
I was like, how do we?
I saw the
some of the sharp cuts.
There were more jump cuts than a Godard movie in that thing. You're not delusional, though. I would say that. That's like that's your saving grace is that you're not delusional.
That's good, and he is credentialed in narcissism.
Well, I'm not a narcissist at all.
What's your issue?
I mean, how long is this thing go?
We were talking about this the other day. Like, it would almost be better for you if you had more delusion. Is that what the ingredient that you think would help?
Yeah.
It I think there's.
But I mean, stubborn, OCD, resentful. I mean, I could text my therapist.
Embittered, sad.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not narcissistic at all.
Okay. Well,
in fact, I dreaded coming over here.
You dreaded?
Well,
this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be chill.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I'm to my core, I'm two things, which is Midwestern and Catholic. And to talk about yourself, just growing up, like to talk about yourself was like impolite. Like you just didn't do that.
Oh wow, yeah. 2026. That is kind of the only thing left.
Yeah, but I think that's all changing.
I think hopefully we're going back to making stuff, having ideas, doing cool things.
Yeah, I think it'll hit that peak when everybody is like, oh, wait, now I'm a social media star. Because to combat AI, I think what Instagram and TikTok are going to do is just give everyone 10 million view videos. Because it's got to keep you on the thing.
To kind of get you on the platform, like a loss leader pricing. I've wondered that too.
Yeah.
Where you, even if it's a couple of videos where they're like, let's make them a user of this application in a new way. Right. They're not just consuming, they're creating now.
Right. So then what is like, if you do a video that is just a trend, in the long run, what is that getting you?
I think very little.
Yeah.
I think very little.
So I think to go back to what you just said, I think it might come back to ideas and creating things. Because we need, and I do think like we saw with like Obsession, the movie. Yeah. That was a real seismic shift in the industry. Because it was a sub $1 million movie. Yeah. They made it, as a screenwriter, I've been told for 10 years, high concept, right? High concept. People won't even read it if it's not high concept. Obsession is not high concept. Yeah. And in fact, what made it brilliant, because I even went in being a little like, let's see if this is what it is. Yeah. And it's better than I thought. It subverts every idea you have of what's going to happen. There's just constant things where they set up the tropes of every horror movie of the past decade, and they don't do it. Yeah. And I think people were like, oh, that was cool. Yep. You gave me something different.
Well, novelty is big. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a novelty. I think the other is the novelty. That's my point, which is when you're just doing what everyone else is doing, that's the ice cream. Yeah. That's just like, oh, they want ice cream? Here.
Well, yeah, not novelty like in the grocery store, the novelties aisle. I mean, like something novel happening. I know. But let's give a little context. Episode 8 of Almost Funny. Today's guest, screenwriter, stand-up comedian, and already making himself known in the podcast studio today, making a crash landing, chaotic energy. I love it. Sunglasses and all. It's Mike Postalakis, baby.
Yeah. Thanks. Oh yeah, brother.
You're here.
It's really nice of West Elm to let you film in here.
Your shirt fits the vibe.
Yeah, it does, right? That's why I did pick this.
Wasting away
That's
again.
why I fell asleep in this.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But let's pick up where we were, which is we're talking about gatekeeping. Well, I kind of want to talk about you.
I'll tell you a fun credit. I'm in a movie that you can find on Tubi called The Night is Young. Okay. Written and directed by my good buddy Matt Jones, famous for playing Badger on Breaking Bad. I'm in the opening scene with Kevin Pollak. Do you know Kevin Pollak?
I do.
He's in a
placing him
zillion
in the
movies.
video. Okay.
Yeah, A Few Good Men, other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And the guy who plays Magnum PI on CBS.
Okay.
And then Matt, and bombed the movie, but that's how I met my wife. Is that movie?
Really?
Yeah.
What was she doing on the movie?
She wasn't on the movie. It premiered in Austin, and we went down there. It premiered at the Austin Film Festival. It was the opening night movie, and my wife happened to be in attendance.
Oh.
And hung out with her after the after party, and the rest is history, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. The rest will be in the deposition. Yeah. That's cool. I think the thing I find interesting about getting to talk to you in more of like an interview setting, like the creative life, all of the elements of acting, directing. You've been in a band, making movies, and the kind of old model Hollywood into new model phone.
Sure.
I feel like you've seen the evolution of that. Were you finding it, okay, this has been doing the same thing for 50 years and then all of a sudden one day it changed? Or how did you see everything go from like the old ways to the new ways while you were in LA and now eventually in Nashville?
Well, it was sort of already changing because, I mean, that was early internet, like early YouTube, early internet.
Right.
And then like a big one I would say is Funny or Die, which Funny or Die was, it reminds me a lot of this place. Because I did a lot of stuff at Funny or Die. So already it was like, we got to make stuff for the internet. And I had a sketch group back in those days called the Dickheads. Okay. And so we had a lot of success on Funny or Die. We had sketches shown on TV, like, what was that show called? Attack of the Show.
Yeah.
It was like G4.
I remember this, but I don't.
Do you remember G4? Like there used to be like a ton of networks. That's what actually changed, is like, when I moved there was like, they're probably still around. I mean, MTV closed down. Like I sold a show to MTV once, and I sold it in the room, which is rare. So I'm pitching a show to MTV. All these executives, they're loving it. They're like, they all look at each other and they go, "Let's do it. We're gonna do it." I'm like, holy shit. Me and my partner JD. We get in the fucking elevator. The elevator is like, got the MTV logo on it.
Yeah.
And him and I are about the same age. We're MTV generation kids.
Yes,
I used to just plant myself in front of MTV when the weather wasn't good. And like we walk by like a Moon Man, their Oscar, right? And we look at each other and we're like, we just sold a fucking show to MTV. 2 weeks later, that entire executive team was fired.
Oh, so then your show disappears.
No show.
Yes. Yeah.
But funny to continue this story, we then resold the show to the Pop Network.
Yeah, because of Schitt's Creek. That's how I know Pop.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. So, so we sold it to the Pop Network. Worked on it for like a year.
What was the show?
I'm going to tell you the show, and you're going to be like, I can't believe that didn't make it.
Oh, it's strong concept.
Yes, very high concept. In fact, had it made it to air, I firmly believe I would still be making that show. Man. It was called, and the title probably was one thing that killed it, but titles can change. But it was called Run and Gun. And what it was we took... JD and I have this long improv background.
You shoot people while I do a 40-yard dash?
Yeah. Almost funny. And does anybody roast him on this thing?
Frequently, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say, right?
Yeah, he's so easy to. The show was we took two improvisers, Allison Becker, who was on Parks and Rec, and Jeff Davis of Whose Line, who I think is the best improviser I've ever seen. And they would go up to people, strangers, and say, "Do you want to be in our movie?"
Okay.
And at the top of every episode, we would give them, or we would have given them a genre of a movie. So the pilot was spy movie. Then if the person said yes, we would cast them. So we would say, "You're going to be the villain. You're going to be the Q, whatever." And then we would just like shoot a scene with them.
Okay.
Just right there, just improvise a scene. And then at the end of the episode, we cut all that together and made a movie trailer.
That's fun.
It was fun. I can't, to this day, I'm like, I've had a lot of like things that didn't work out that I'm like, how did that work? That's the most.
God, that smells like 2010 MTV to me. That just feels like that would crush. Yeah. No, the one that got away for sure.
This is why I'm dead inside. When my wife looks at me and she's like, "You're like dead inside," and I'm like, "Yeah, everything I've done is like conditioned me to not care."
It's kind of like sales. You know, you just get used to rejection.
Yeah.
And that becomes the norm. And so you have I guess you dead inside or a thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we sold the show to the Pop Network, and the year before, the Pop Network had been the TV Guide channel.
Okay.
You know, the
Classic,
scrolling.
yeah.
Or it's not even scrolling. The joke I said was when DirecTV came up with the thing where you could just scroll and find the thing, the TV Guide channel was like, fuck, we got to rebrand.
We got to do something else.
We got to do something.
Let's get Eugene Levy in here.
Let's start making shows.
Yeah.
So we sold the show. We're developing it, right? And we got Allison and we got Jeff. But then we wanted to like put in other cameos. Like we were going to have surprise things. If somebody said, yeah, I'll be in your movie. Okay, come around this corner. And it's
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Which is what they wanted. They always want top shelf people. You know?
Industry people. Yeah.
But I would say like, hey, I'm buddies with Matt Jones, Beaver or Badger from Breaking Bad, and he's really funny. He's a great improviser. You know, we performed together for a decade together, and they would always be like, no, can we go bigger?
Okay.
And I was like, all right. So I tried a few other connections, got shot down, come back to Pop and go, no, Matt will do this. He'll be great at this. Yeah. People love him.
You had a yes from Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
But finally we couldn't get anybody, and they were like, all right, yeah, ask your friend Matt. So Matt did it. We shot the pilot. He's very funny in it. So funny, in fact, that they call him and they go, hey, we're developing this other show.
Yeah.
What if you starred in it?
Hey.
Now, prior to this, when I told people what I'm working on, and I said for the Pop Network, nobody knew what it was, including my friend Matt. And he'd be like, what's the Pop Network? And I was like, it used to be the TV Guide channel, but now it's this, you know? It didn't sound real. Because one of the things that you're most terrified in LA is even when you're working, if it doesn't sound like a real thing.
Yeah.
If it's not, I didn't know what to say. Nobody knew what this network was. So now I'm developing this show for a year. They cast Matt in this other show. By the time that one goes on the air, they pass on my show. And then I have to spend another, I think that only lasted a season. But I had to listen for a whole year of people coming up to him and him being like, oh, I'm starting a show on the Pop Network. And I'm like, fuck, motherfucker. Yeah. Shout out to him. I love that guy.
Yeah. But that's kind of encapsulates an LA, an old world LA experience. Everything's gatekeepers. Everything's you're getting yeses and nos.
Sure.
And you're trying to work connections, and oftentimes just nothing works out, despite the fact that it's a great concept and it's funny or whatever the thing is.
You are not in control of it all.
This is leading me kind of to a good spot to try our first blind ranking.
Yeah, sure.
You've done everything in entertainment, right? I feel like you've got, and so these should be things that you have context for. Now, I want to do a 2026 version. So I don't want you to think of this in like 2010 Hollywood brain. Think of this in 2026, just the world of entertainment brain. Okay. But we're going to blind rank the best entertainment professions to make a living in 2026. Okay. To make money. So blind ranking the best entertainment professions to make money in 2026.
How many are there?
7.
7. Okay.
All right. Number 1, commercial actor. Number 1 would be the easiest to make money. Number 7 would be the toughest to make money.
Yeah, 6. That's how I used to make my living. And I could show you guys a commercial. I showed it on the Buffett podcast. I could show you guys a Weight Watchers commercial I did.
You're looking great, by the way.
Thank you. And I'm in it at the end for 5 seconds.
Were you the before or the after?
No, it's actually a cool commercial. It was a campaign they did where a woman who I I play her husband, but she's struggling with cravings.
Okay.
And she's at the office, and everywhere she looks, something turns into like a food item.
Got it.
So she looks over, and one of her cubicle coworkers is on the phone, and then she bites the phone because the phone was made of marshmallow.
And you show up and you're a hot dog.
She comes home after fighting cravings all day, and I was sitting on a couch made of tortilla chips, real tortilla chips.
Oh, nice.
And I had like a built-in guac thing. And I'm scooping guac, and I go, hey, honey, or whatever the line was. That paid like 70 grand.
Wow.
I had one line. I'm in it for 5 seconds.
Whoa. So what year was that?
2013, 14, something like that.
Okay, so it was still cooking, but you're saying now not so much.
No, not so much. This thing has changed everything.
Yes.
The internet has changed everything.
Well, if you were going to guess, if you did that same Weight Watchers commercial in 2026, what would you make?
$5 grand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. So it's
because they have a thing. For the longest time, I don't really pay attention that much anymore. But they used to have a thing called new media,
okay.
and new media was like streaming.
Yeah.
So when you booked a commercial, you either booked like a regional commercial, which is like this is just playing in the tri-state area or the Midwest or something, and that only paid like a little bit.
Okay.
So that commercial, I might
It's
only
not
get,
going national.
Yeah, I might only get 10 to 15 grand.
Got it.
But a national commercial, which was the Weight Watchers one and other ones I've done, that's when you get really paid. And then there were cycles, like the ad agency and everybody had to buy cycles. So if it was like, it'd be like a 3-month cycle.
Okay.
So if the commercial's running for 3 months, you got paid for that. If they wanted to re-up it for another cycle, you got paid again.
Okay. Yeah.
And you got paid again.
So
I had ones that just kept re-upping.
Nice.
Right? And I've had some friends who made tons of money because
This is just
it was
a
a
great
huge
commercial.
campaign. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
wild.
when new media came around, that changed everything. Because they basically said it was the internet. And if I'm remembering correctly, like basically like the streaming was considered internet.
yeah.
So I remember I booked one commercial that they said was new media. So I only got like $3,000 for it. But I can't remember what I was watching at the time, but I was watching a lot of Hulu.
Yeah.
I was watching something on Hulu. That commercial would play
All the time.
all the time on Hulu.
And it was
And
only
I'm
$3
like-
grand.
And I was like, everybody's watching Hulu. Nobody's watching CBS.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching whatever these cable channels are. So, yeah, it's a huge money loss.
That's a very interesting context. A
So I'm
massive
saving it.
deviation from the game.
It's probably 7, but I want to see what you come up with.
Okay,
But
6.
yeah.
So 6. That's no.
all these I think are probably 7, but let's just see where they go because nobody's making any money anymore.
All right. This one's gonna be rough. Stand up.
I don't know. I'm going to put it at 5. Well, that's a complicated question.
I agree because it's big winners and big losers.
Yeah, but it's also takes time.
Yeah, the
So-
investment is huge.
So I moved to LA, and within months, I happened to be on an episode of Monk, and then I booked like a non-union commercial, but I was working like almost right away. So, but stand up, as we know, it takes forever to sell tickets. That's a tough one.
I think that's a fair place to put it because there is upside and it is a skill. So once you have the skill, you can kind of pick up the skill and take it with you in a way that it's probably harder to differentiate yourself as a lot of different things as an actor and that.
But I also think if we're looking at 2026, I think a lot of people are having a tough time selling tickets.
Yeah.
I think the comedy bubble has bust. So it's going to be rough moving forward.
A little stretch that's the tide's going out.
Yeah, the supply and demand got way out of whack with comedy.
Yeah, as you know, market's correct. All right, next, screenwriter.
I'm going to put 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've had some success in this. I feel like that's kind of what's keeping you afloat most consistently.
Yeah.
So because that also feels like a genuine skill to be able to write.
Yeah. Well, it's also like and obviously like AI, people are threatened by it, but it's not there yet. I don't think it's going to be there to write scripts. I mean, it absolutely will be there to write scripts for things that aren't good.
Yeah.
And there will be producers who want to just, because producers and writers, that's a tough relationship. I have a lot of friends who are producers, like, and some very close friends. But even then, it's like, again, everything has to line up. It has to be what they want to make.
Yeah.
You know, one of my buddies is a producer. We've never worked on anything together. We're like very close, and because he makes something different than I want to make.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
That is a tough dynamic in the relationship.
And I
different
think,
incentives.
And I think some producers will just be like, well, I don't want to have to deal with this guy or this woman, so I'm just plug it into AI.
Yeah.
But I've tried it, and I'm just seeing a lot of like nonsense about it. Like, you know who Paul Schrader is?
It's so familiar. Who is this?
He's
I know the name.
Yeah. He's he wrote Taxi Driver, wrote American Gigolo, directed some great movies himself. He's like 80 some years old. He's also like a contrarian by nature. And he was quoted, there was some article, and he was like, he's big on AI, and he was like, it's already there. And he was like, I asked whatever Claude or ChatGPT to write me a Quentin Tarantino script.
There you go.
And he goes, and it can do it. And then I prompted that, and I worked on it for like an hour. I just didn't prompt. I mean, I like worked on the prompt, and it's nowhere near as, you know what I mean? Like it's not there, and you can tell. Like you can literally tell. And I use ChatGPT a lot when I write. I use it as like a research assistant and and a feedback thing. And anytime it tries to write, I scold it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't ask you to write anything. Yeah, because it'll do it. It'll just be like, what if this is the scene? And I'm like, don't do that. Yeah. I'm writing here. You have your job. But it always it's just what's the word I'm looking for? Amalgamation of, because it's just pulling from so many things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Tarantino one that I prompted and I spent an hour doing, it's just like two hitmen go into this Yakuza thing, and they're eating cheeseburgers. So it's just pulling literally from every Tarantino movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's derivative.
It's derivative.
By nature derivative.
And there's no, and this again is why I think we could be seeing like a new golden age of cinema. There's no details. Yeah. There's no, to make anything good, the reason why we like Tarantino, why we like Paul Thomas Anderson, whoever, what I think makes great art is putting, and I don't mean this in a sexual way, but I mean putting your fetishes on display.
Okay.
The things
I don't know what that means yet.
The things I
weirdly agree though.
Yeah. Wait, what? You weirdly agree?
Like I agree with, like I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I'm saying like the things you're obsessed with.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously the go-to with Tarantino is the bare feet, right? The chick's feet. But also
But he's got a million things.
It's a million things. It's surf rock. It's Elmore Leonard novels. And it's Paul Thomas Anderson has his own things he's obsessed with.
Yep.
Great filmmakers, great writers, great whatever, are sharing this thing they're into.
Yeah.
Hoping that you're into it. But also, if you're not, hey man, there's like a whole world here that you can find out.
Yeah.
And that, before this nonsense, that's what the algorithm was.
Correct.
Like
yeah.
My friends and I, we saw Pulp Fiction in theaters 11 times.
Yeah.
That's and mostly at the dollar theater, so because we didn't have that much money. But we would call each other on a landline phone and recite dialogue to it.
Uh-huh.
And then I would watch like every interview Tarantino did if he was on like Charlie Rose and whoever, or being interviewed in a magazine. And he was great. He was a fountain of all this. He would just say like, I love Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
And as a 15, 16-year-old, I was like, I got to find these Shaw Brothers movies.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how it went forever.
The original viral.
Yeah, the original viral, yeah.
Landline phone.
So I think the way to just, I just wrote this drag racing movie set in like the 60s and 70s for these producers. And it's a really fun script. And it took a while to kind of find like the groove of the movie.
What gear to be in?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Almost funny. And But I was putting all these, and that's where ChatGPT was great because I'd be like, what was like a dive bar in Miami in 1969? And
that's what I think. You're going to optimize yourself through AI, but it's not going to replace the human element.
No.
Because the human element, what you're saying, being obsessed with things, being neurotic, being a flawed, broken human being, exploring those flaws and obsessions and things to the nth degree, and then, supplement with an incredible language learning technology that can help us in the gaps that are hard for people.
Right.
But it's going to be people driven.
Right.
It's got to be people driven.
And what's fascinating is that, as we know as comics, like timing's everything, right? It's interesting that AI is coming about right when all the IP movies have been kind of tanking.
Yeah.
When all the superhero movies, all this stuff, people are kind
losing
of
momentum.
A fatigue of it. And it's like, that's what AI is built for.
Yes,
AI
that's
is
right.
built for so you can make Superman 20
it's
easily.
so generic,
and
refillable. Yes.
But already now people are like, I don't want that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think our appetite is 100% satiated on this is generic. If you've seen one, you've seen 100, and it just looks crazy and it's a spectacle.
And the incoming gargantuan lawsuit that will happen when, like, I'm surprised it wasn't the Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise fighting video. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Yes,
is there an AI
yes,
video?
it was
There's an AI video of Tom
them
Cruise
fighting.
and them fighting. I was surprised they didn't do it there. It's interesting, but somebody is going to be like, you cannot
Use my likeness to make
my
money.
likeness. And,
You're right. I don't know how that didn't get.
Well, I mean, some of them, those two in particular, I'm surprised they didn't.
They probably didn't even see it, to be honest.
No, I'm sure they saw it.
No, but if you're making money off of someone's likeness and you don't have the rights to do it,
Well, that's
there's
so far.
gonna
I don't
be-
think that guy made any money off
Well,
of
that's
it.
the big difference. Because then, like, what's the harm and what are the damages? Because
Well, it's like, well, I mean,
you're parodying. It's
but you're
First
misrepresenting
Amendment.
me.
Yeah. Well, if it's defamatory, you could do that.
But it's also just like people might think that there's a movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
It's misleading.
It's misleading.
It's misleading, but that's hard. Internet is all misleading.
Something will happen where.
Yes, I agree. No, there's going to be a reckoning, and it's going to have
So
to be
then
regulated.
what do you have?
Yeah.
What do you have on AI? You have uncanny valley human beings that you're not like. There's like an actress, an AI actress.
Oh, that's
Tilly Norwood. Do you know what I'm talking
What
about?
the fuck?
Some company built her, which is funny. Like male producers just want to get around that Me Too stuff. They're like, what if we just create them?
We just made it a robot.
Yeah. But yeah,
Don't put your finger on my zero. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We'll see. It's gonna be wild, but I think it'll level itself out.
You know what I hate about AI? It doesn't tell me when my idea sucks.
They're
You know
too
what I mean?
nice. We were just saying this.
You have to work at it.
You do.
You have to work at it because I test it all the time.
Right.
So one, you do the thing which everyone says, be honest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it'll give me a thing. And then I'll definitely go back and say, is this 100% what you think? And it'll always go like, all right, well, if I'm actually doing this. But then I go, do not do that. I will turn this off.
Yeah.
If
I will turn this car
but then
around.
but I'll also plug in, basically what I'm doing is like I'll plug in a script and I'll say, go through this, go through what doesn't make sense, or if there's like something that doesn't line up, go through the structure of it. Am I hitting beats where I should be hitting them?
Yeah. It's so useful for that.
Are these characters distinct enough? Blah, blah, blah. I'm asking it a bunch of
But
things.
it's as good as the prompt that you give it. That's a good prompt.
Yeah.
You know what it can do. Yeah, this is...
But I'll also plug in scripts that I've written that I know do not work.
Oh, and so then you go, hey,
Yeah,
what do you think?
give me a brutally honest thing. And it, to its credit, has given me, like, this doesn't work at all. The third act peters out, blah, blah. So it just takes a lot of
So
time.
I'm not pushing it enough.
You're not pushing it enough.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because
And go ahead.
I'll like put like sketches in there, and it'll be sketches I don't feel good about, and it'll still be like, you've got a really strong foundation here.
Yeah.
You just need to tighten this, and I'm like, but maybe it's just
But comedy's still tough.
true.
Because it can't do comedy.
Can't do comedy.
It cannot, and it'll never be able to do
Doesn't
comedy. I
understand
don't think.
jokes.
Yeah.
There's something uniquely in the frequency of humanity that it hasn't gotten. Sometimes it can do math jokes, not like about 1, 2, 3, but like if it's just a misdirect, where it's like this, and then pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it can kind of do those hickory dickory dock things.
It knows structure, but sometimes what makes something work is not.
It has no intuition,
Right,
so it can't
right.
be intuitively funny, which is what gets you the guffawing laugh. Yeah.
Now, it also,
I can't either.
also sometimes it's like you got to ignore what it says.
Yeah.
Like I've had to do that. Where
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
no, you're
yeah.
right. Because the other thing I would say about art, at least what I like, particularly about movies and other things, is imperfections.
Exactly.
100%.
Because imperfections are human.
Well, sometimes it goes too imperfect because I'll be in there and every once in a while, still it'll be like, and then President Lindsay Lohan, and you're like, what the fuck? Like it will be like just what? And you go, what do you mean? And they go, sorry,
Yeah, it's like
President
totally
Trump.
wrong.
And it's
yeah.
like wildly wrong.
Yeah.
And then you get
No, but I'm saying like it'll give me notes like an executive, which is like, I don't think you should do this to the character, and I'm like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, I know the character
Because you're guiding me in what everything else, again, back to the
derivative. You're looking,
guiding me this, but I'm like, this is a real choice I'm making. And then it'll always go like, yeah, I think you're right. But that part I don't care about. That part I'm just, I can just breeze right past.
Exactly. All right. The next one, out the chute. Remember the game we're playing
Yeah,
is
can you give me
I've got the list.
Okay, great.
so
You
where are
wanna
we at
recap?
thus far? We've had
You
3. So commercial actor, you put at 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Stand up, you put at 5.
Yeah.
Screenwriter, you put at 2.
That's all we've done.
That's all we've done. Next, improv artist.
11? Bro, improv, there's...
I feel like are the right person to ask for this. This
Yeah.
was your thing.
Yeah, for a long time.
Not lucrative in 26.
Not lucrative ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
That is just a passion.
Yeah. Well, it's lucrative to the theater.
It opens doors to maybe doing other things, but you have to be at a very high level.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, yeah, it's like you can get jobs off of it. Like when.
But no one's putting on their taxes improv artist.
No, I think maybe
6 people.
Well, there's 4 people on Whose Line.
Almost.
I think they have two like alternates, like my friend Heather Ann Campbell, who's amazing. She's an alternate, so that's 6.
Yeah.
TJ and Dave, which is a great show of 2 guys from Chicago, and they tour. I think they do pretty well, so that's 8.
You got them on 2 hands.
Before Thomas Middleditch got into some issues, him and Ben Schwartz were doing a 2-man show.
Yeah. They
got
had
to
a Netflix. Yeah, that was fun.
Did you think so? I didn't. They're both very good improvisers.
Look,
and very nice guys. But,
I'm not going to be able to look at improv with a critical enough eye. So I'm probably a mark, but I thought it was super fun and enjoyable.
That's cool. I don't think improv's like a filmable thing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Stand up, kinda, but like in improv, you have to be there.
Yeah, I think that's right. So are you putting it 7?
Yeah.
He's 7. Yeah. Improv is 7.
And I mean, I toured, or I didn't tour, but I would do shows out of, I'd go to places to do shows, and you make like same amount of money as you do. We do on
Doing stand up,
but like
$50 here,
few
there.
and far between, and
Yeah.
But it's great for the theater, and particularly when I moved to LA, is when Upright Citizens Brigade opened.
Yep.
And that was like a big bang moment in Los Angeles.
And you were working with them.
I was never like, I had a tricky relationship with them. I was never officially part of the theater, but I did a good amount of shows there.
Yeah.
And then I ended up like making a lot of sketches and music videos with like a lot of the core Upright Citizens Brigade people, like Matt Walsh and Rob Corddry and Rich Fulcher and Seth Morris and all these like really funny Brian Husky. These are all guys that like you might not know by name, but like I show you a picture and you're like, oh, that guy's amazing,
Yeah.
And I also saw it ruin people, if I'm being honest. I don't think anybody's going to.
They get
that
stuck in the
world's
bit.
gonna watch
What
it.
happens? They can't stop.
No, it
pretending
was like,
to be at the car wash.
No, I mean like in LA, like at that moment, stand-up comedy was kind of dipping.
Yeah.
Because like
This would have been like 2008 to 2015.
about 2007. Yeah, I would say about 2007 to when did Obama get out of office?
12.
No, 2016.
2016. So that was the end.
Okay.
Improv's a very like when the world's good,
I see.
improv really thrives.
I see.
When the world's not good, what are you guys doing? Like, why are we doing this?
So it just seems like
because
indulgent or something.
Yeah, it is, because it's total bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not anything. Right. It's not writing.
Yeah.
It's not acting.
It's
not even really comedy.
It's pretending.
It's pretending.
Yeah. It's playing.
But you're writing in your mind and you're sort of acting, you're playing a character.
It's really hard and it's really impressive when people are good, but I think I do understand the spirit of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where people are like, there's a lack of seriousness to this, and I want to hear somebody like vocalize my frustration maybe, or like have a take, or
because
like,
you're never in your point of, I mean, you are, I guess, kind of, but like it's not easily identifiable point of view. Like
so the heyday of improv was the Obama years, because people were in a good mood.
Yep.
Wow, that's really interesting.
And
especially that audience, because the improv audience is not going to be like good old boys going like, let's go see somebody, pretend they're at the restaurant. They're not doing that. So it's liberal people who want to go to a theater, watch an improv show.
Yeah.
And once they become distressed and stressed out about society, they're like, I want to hear somebody have like a cultural commentary. Yeah. I need to like be soothed.
I need a context for what I'm witnessing.
I don't want to just watch somebody pretend.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating.
And improv's a fascinating thing in my life, because when I started doing it, I used to have to tell people what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's how long I'd been doing it, or So I would talk to friends and I'd be like, "Hey, I got an improv show this weekend. If you want to go," and they're like, "What's that?"
I feel like Whose Line's been big for so long. It's like ABC Family. Like that's
short form improv, so it's a slightly different.
Gotcha. Yeah,
this is long form.
Yep. Yep.
So, and even when people would come to a show, they'd be like, "That was really good. Like, who wrote that?"
Wow.
It's like, we even say up top we're making.
Well, yeah, you have to give the context.
I think I'm too young for What was Whose Line, like a live improv?
Whose Line? Yeah. Well, it was a TV show that originated in Britain on the BBC. And it's usually 4 players, and they just do games.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't off the top of my head, but
like Wayne Brady was like the king of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
And it ran forever and was syndicated forever on ABC Family.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the British one is like the one I learned, because I would watch it as a teenager. I was obsessed with it.
I'm thinking of improv. I'm thinking like It's Always Sunny. But would you consider that improv, or is that like
I'm sure they're
unscripted?
improvising. That's part of also why comedy stuff crashed and burned.
Okay.
I mean, we're all over the place here, but like, because like movies like Anchorman and Step Brothers were coming out, and Will Ferrell was a Groundlings guy.
Help, because no one's gonna know what you're talking about when you say that. So Groundlings is
Groundlings was like started in the 70s, I want to say. It was like the first LA improv institution. Like improv started in Chicago with the Compass Players in like the 50s. And these were just University of Chicago students who just started making stuff up.
Yep.
And it got huge. It was like a huge, like jazz was big. This was like white jazz.
Improv was white jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then some of those people formed Second City, which is still around.
Yep.
Huge. And then that obviously was like, the breeding ground for
a factory system for SNL.
Yeah, John Belushi, Bill Murray, John Candy up in Toronto, Martin Short, all these great people. Then there was a schism, like in the church, between the Orthodox and the Catholics, and Del Close invented or created Improv Olympic. Chris Farley was Improv Olympic. That's where I'm an alumni of, is Improv Olympic. But all those things were Chicago based. Groundlings was LA, and Groundlings was very character based.
Yeah.
Whereas Improv Olympic, Del Close was trying to create this like realness and truth, but being funny, and he's a fascinating character. Do you even know any? Have you ever even heard of
I know
Del
the
Close?
name, but I don't know anything about him.
Fascinating guy. A bit of like, he's revered by like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, those people. Like he's a god to them. I never met him, so I have a couple friends who studied under him. Like at the end of his life, he kind of also like a bit of a bullshit artist, drug addict. I mean, like very interesting guy. I
Cool.
highly recommend reading up on him. But Bob Odenkirk was a big disciple.
And then you're saying, but Groundlings was then the LA faction that's kind of siphoned off.
But it was Upright Citizens Brigade that like exploded. They did such a brilliant thing, I always thought. You know, when you go into like a place, like a comedy club or whatever, and you see the photos on the wall, you know, right in the minute you stepped into the lobby of the Franklin Theater, UCB, still one of the greatest comedy rooms I've ever been in, by the way. All black, low ceilings, just a kill box.
Love it.
Were just all these framed photos of the most successful people on television at that moment.
Yeah.
Like it was Zach Galifianakis, Paul Scheer, you know, Matt Walsh, like all these people just like, and so the way improv worked was once that happened, they got to pay the rent. You don't really make money on the shows. The shows were like $5, but you got to teach classes.
Yeah, that's right. That's the game of improv. It's a little bit of like a multi-level marketing.
Yes. And the problem is it got too incestual. So when I started, you would have regular audience people that had never seen an improv show, people that had never done whatever.
Oh,
but improv is not stand-up. It's not acting. It's not writing. It's not any of these things. Anybody can do it.
Okay.
It takes no preparation. You're not supposed to prepare, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
So anybody could just be like, I'll take a class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it went from, I mean, I would do it, we would do it in bars, you know, for people. But towards the end, when I kind of stepped away from it, dude, you would just see like other students.
Yes.
It was all students.
Yes.
And those students would then have a show and it would be other students.
Yeah.
And it became so incestual. And that's what killed comedy in LA.
Yeah.
Was that it was just this feedback loop.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why it hasn't produced a funny movie and a funny television show in a long time.
Well, and it's number 7 on our list.
Yeah.
For making money. So there you go. Next, out the chute, TV film actor.
I mean, that's still a 3. It depends on, that's still a 3. I have a lot of friends who are TV film actors, and they're all having a tough time. But the industry is just like trying to figure out where it's going and what it's doing.
If you were a TV film actor out there in the world, what would you say is like, this is the best way to get your bread buttered? Do this.
It's a network sitcom, but the problem is those are going away. Yeah. Can you even name a network sitcom?
A network sitcom?
Yeah, name
like
it.
Like a newer one?
Yeah, name a network sitcom on NBC right now. I know it's summer, so should be on hiatus, but like what's an NBC sitcom?
I don't know. I would just think they're all on streaming. They all go straight to streaming.
That's only, well, I guess they would
take the streaming part out of it.
Is it Abbott Elementary's on ABC?
Yeah.
Is that still going? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you've made a good point.
Yeah. I've had, again, my friend Matt is been on 2 different Chuck Lorre sitcoms.
Yeah.
And those were great runs, but even Chuck Lorre now is like doing streaming shows.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't get paid as much. And
you don't get paid as much.
There's no
for
residuals.
streaming.
Residuals is obviously a big thing that they just took away.
Yeah.
They literally just took that away.
Yeah.
And we've talked, you and I have talked about this before, and I think I had to like convince you why I thought this was wrong. And I'm not like, I mean, you know me, I'm like, go make your money.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these commies. But the famous actor in the commercial has ruined so many people's lives.
Yes, because now the person who used to be a no-name, I'm a working actor, middle-class actor, I'll go sell Hertz. Now it's like Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
Right.
You know, if back in the day you would watch The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And you'd have John Travolta on there.
Yeah.
And they would always do the same thing and be like, "Yeah, John, you know, the commercial, you know." And,
it's a good
and John Travolta would be like, "Oh man, don't show it," you know. And he'd show some soap commercial. It
was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing for him. But that was what you did to sustain life. That's what I was doing to make
You're saying like you would see these big A-list actors. They'd show a commercial from when they were 22 and they had to sell McDonald's, and they go, "Isn't this funny?"
Or even not even just being a young person. I have a handful of friends who were the dad in commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all going away.
Yeah, I'd kill to be the dad in a commercial.
Yeah, 100%. And in 2008, you probably would have made a good living doing that.
I know. I missed my window.
But now the dad is played by, I don't know, Matthew McConaughey. You know what I mean? Like it's played by...
I know.
Or you're just standing next to Matthew McConaughey while he's like, "You got to buy Glad bags."
Yeah.
That was a terrible McConaughey.
That was actually not bad. And he would be selling Glad bags.
but you wouldn't have a line.
Correct.
You would
And
just
then you're
like
not
a
getting
dope
paid.
be like, and that pays different. That's a
Yes.
different pay scale.
Yeah.
So and things like, look, I don't have proof on hand, but like, those Jennifer Garner ads.
Oh, she's everywhere. Baby.
She's everywhere, but it's always just kind of like her.
Yeah.
And it's clearly a green screen. And
Yeah.
it's clear like,
And the people that she's around, you're right, they don't say anything.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's true.
they took, so really all these, we're ranking them, but they're all 7s because they took everything away.
Yeah.
They literally took everything means to make money away.
That's dark.
I
That's
miss
fun.
I miss the commercial people. Like I miss the Sonic guys. You remember the Sonic guys?
Yeah, well, actually, those the guys I mentioned, TJ and Dave. Mm-hmm. It's either both of them or one of them. And my friend Clay Weiner is a famous commercial director. He directed all of those,
Those Sonic commercials.
all of them.
That's awesome.
Those people were making so much money. The Toyota girl, with the Toyota.
Yeah,
Toyota?
yeah.
I know. I don't really know her, but she was in improv. She was in the improv world. She's been doing those for 20 years.
Wow. That's great.
Bank. If you can get that, you're a millionaire.
You're set.
Because especially now, because the Verizon guy changed the game on that.
Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah.
Verizon and then T-Mobile they dropped him, and then T-Mobile was like, "Come do
Hey,
this,"
Come do it. Yep.
and that changed that. So if you can get that spokesmanship, I mean, you're richer than
Well, because you're synonymous with the brand,
Yeah.
and then the brand wants to just keep you. And if
You don't do anything else ever.
Yep.
You're never in a movie. You're never in a television show. You're not even an actor anymore.
Yep.
You're just the Toyota girl.
Yeah.
But it's not
Flo.
that life. Yeah. Or Flo. Or yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, those were great. Those were like little improv scenes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some that are still trying to do it. Like give Limu Emu. What's that? What brand is that?
What is it?
Liberty
Guy,
Mutual.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's got like a emu with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There's a
guy's doing
couple
well.
guys like that.
The guy for State Farm is doing.
The Mayhem guy.
Mayhem guy.
Yeah. The insurance people sometimes will. Yeah. But that turns it into a celebrity. Like when we know them like that, it is almost like that. It's not. There
Right.
used to be like when we were growing up, it'd be like this guy is selling you Trix cereal.
Yeah.
And you've never seen him before. You won't see him again. But this actor got this opportunity for this 6 months to sell Trix.
Yeah.
But now that's toast.
Yeah.
Next one out the chute. Online sketch performer.
I don't know. I mean, it's
What's open?
what's open?
1 and 4.
Well, I mean, it's got to be 4, I think. But
Yeah.
I think it's like, I guess because that's right above stand-up comedy. I especially think now that's going to be much better.
Yeah, I think there's a lane for it at least. I don't know how you monetize perfectly.
Well, because there's avenues you could do. If you're, you could go to SNL. You could just be in a. You look at people like Tim Robinson. You look at people like Connor O'Malley.
Yeah.
Connor O'Malley's like crushing it.
Well, and again, these are like, I think in any industry you can find people who are like just the top of the top.
So-
but if you were like, I'm going to try to make sketches, put them online, and somehow monetize this, you have to have a pretty big following. You have to
Sure.
create something.
But what I'm saying is like it'll lead to more avenues than a stand-up.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
Obsession is directed by a kid
Yes,
that's doing sketch.
doing that exactly. Exactly.
It shows that you can write. It shows that you can act. It shows that you're funny, and you can get a job where it's like you don't have to sell tickets. Like we're putting you in a writer's room or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 4 is a pretty good spot for that.
So we only got one spot left. This is going to be your top spot.
This is probably not gonna be.
OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, that is number 1.
That actually worked out.
100%. Oh yeah. Oh, that's surprising. That 100% is number 1.
That adds up.
If you're a hot chick, I think again we talk about evil and demonic. I truly think it is, but
I feel like people are getting pushed into it that don't want to necessarily be doing it because it's a hard way to make
that's how you know it's evil and demonic. When these things become the mainstream, society's in trouble.
Sure.
These are things that should be like hidden and ashamed.
This is a perfect segue into the next thing that I wanted
Shame's
to
a very good emotion
talk about.
for humans.
Shame is a good emotion
Sure.
for humans.
Yeah.
I think it is a good corrective, especially for people inside of a group. I think it's an important tool. I think in our society, it is the root of a lot of problems because shame presents itself in the wild in our kingdom through people just being a piece of shit a lot of times. Like there's a shame that then you start to form your whole personality around. and then you present in problematic ways.
But are you feeling shame if you're doing that?
Oh, yeah.
If you're a piece of shit, are you like, oh, I shouldn't have done that?
Well, I just can only speak from my own personal experience, but there's never been a moment in my life where I've been feeling ashamed that it made me a better dad, a better husband,
really?
a better
You're not
performer.
course correcting off something? I feel like that's what shame does.
No, because there's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is, these are my values and I'm not acting in accordance with them, so I feel guilty, and that's a good course correct. Shame is, I'm bad because of this. And if you think you're bad, that's toxic. If you think you, the person, is bad. So what you might be talking about is guilt, because guilt is a good course corrector. You should have a healthy sense of guilt, but you should not be attaching to shame, because if you think that you are bad, you either are frozen in shame or you're operating through, I need to avoid my shame all the time. Then you get the narcissistic personality. Then you get all these problems.
Interesting.
I trust me, as someone who's had to deal with all sorts of issues, shame being front and center, it's not fun and it doesn't make you a better person.
Interesting. Okay.
But
I'll look into it.
I'll look into it.
Let me write that down.
Shame. What a shame. All right. You go as far into this water as you want to go. But what brought you to Nashville was a hot opportunity at one of Nashville's fastest growing media companies at the time.
Yeah, sure.
The Daily Wire.
Yeah.
And now I'm not taking a position on the company one way or another, but I think it's fascinating to get a little bit of an inside look, because I wouldn't say that you're overtly ideological. I'd say you were kind of joining them from a creative driven angle.
Yeah, it's non-creative people trying to be creative.
Yes.
And they don't know how to do it.
Yes.
And the truth is, most conservatives had been, when it comes to like pop culture at least, had been in a coma for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And Trump won and blah, blah, and so they sort of woke up and they were like,
got woke.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, we can make things. There was nothing for us to watch. Look, I mean, for a long time, decades, you can just make fun of the rural white guy.
Sure. Yeah.
That guy that you just make NASCAR jokes, cousin fucking jokes, whatever. They're dumb. They're whatever. And to their credit, the rural people were fine with it for a while. They're like,
Sure.
That's good.
Yeah, that's us.
I do love NASCAR. She was,
Sure.
But then after a while, it was just like, yeah, all right. Okay, enough. We've heard that joke. We've heard, and then you couldn't. But any other joke, any other group, if you made a joke, was like nuclear. Like
Especially
all of a sudden, it was
at
like,
that time, that kind of like Trump enters.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, when everything was glowing and going good, people had a certain attitude.
Yeah.
And then when things turned it did feel like there was a darker tint. Like whether you're, again, I'm not trying to like stake a claim, but it was just darker and dirtier.
Yeah,
and
it was
sour.
just it was mean.
But
The problem is, like, when I
media.
came to the DW, they weren't serving those people.
Who were they serving?
They were serving, what I would say, like intellectual coastal conservatives.
So we were still kind of serving the coast.
Yeah, we're still not. Nobody cares about the rural people. I mean, and this is touchy for me because like all my family is rural Ohio people.
Yeah.
So I love these people.
I'm also Ohio, Columbus. That's
Yeah.
a thing we share. And
Yeah.
Ohio is a great microcosm because it's got like the three belts. We have like the Rust Belt,
Yeah.
where everybody lost their jobs because of the overseas and the car industry.
100%.
The middle, which is doing either great if you're like corporate Columbus.
I can't tell if Columbus. Every time I go back there, I'm like, is this actually doing well, or is this like a house of cards?
I think it's fine because it's just so corporate.
Yeah.
It's like so middle America corporate.
That's what this is going to be this time.
Yes, same with Atlanta. It's like Columbus, Nashville, Atlanta all have the same heart and soul of if it's corporatized, it's middle managey.
In Nashville, and within 10 years, it's going to be all corporate restaurants and corporate everything.
Yep.
They're squeezing everybody out.
Yeah.
But hold on. There was a point I wanted to.
Well, I liked where you were going with your sympathies for people who are from Ohio and that they should just unplug.
Oh, but the thing about LA and the industry, so they made fun of these rural people for so long, without ever giving consideration that these people had lost their means. They had lost their not reason to live, but a purpose.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I think Chris and I were on the same tour. It was pre-Trump, but I think they were running. So 2015 maybe.
Okay.
We toured the entire United States, and we hit towns like. You ever been to Buffalo?
No.
I was just in Buffalo.
I've been near Buffalo.
Buffalo is the 1970s.
Yeah.
Like my wife and I, we drove around there, and there's nothing modern about Buffalo.
Yeah.
There's no like what you have here, where you could see like an old house, weird upright shoebox house.
Yeah.
You know, Buffalo's so old that
how old is it?
That we passed somebody driving a Pontiac Fiero.
Jeez.
They stopped making those in 1989.
So it's like a time machine.
And it wasn't like cruising. Let's go out. This was like the day to day.
How I get from point A to point B.
So the people making all these jokes about rural people and stuff just never factored that in, that they had lost everything, that the factory that used to employ 80% of the town, that it was generational, went away, went overseas.
It's the criticism we hear in comedy. It's punching down, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even look. I think everything should be made fun of. I think you can make fun of rural America. Of course you can. They like ridiculous shit.
But it's really hard to make fun of things that you don't understand.
You don't. That's right, and that you don't love. That's the key.
Yeah.
That's why the Trump jokes are never that funny, because they come from a place of I just hate this guy.
That's an incredibly important distinction for comedy. I like that theory, and I think that is how you get away with. If you're going to do jokes, if you're going to do race joke, if you're going to do a gay joke or whatever, I like that as the rule. I really do.
But the thing that LA just didn't see coming was their industry being taken away.
Yeah.
And you go there, and those big movie lots that fed the town for 100 years are empty.
It's an interesting question to kind of fast forward through the Daily Wire story. Why do you think it didn't necessarily work?
Which one?
The DW going into conservative content.
100% I can tell you. One, there weren't enough. I don't know how much I can say, but this is my opinion of all things. Let's just say
allegedly.
No, it doesn't really have to do with Daily Wire. It has to do with everything.
Okay.
Which is ideas.
Okay.
You have to have ideas, and ideas are not just like, hey, what if we did this? Like immediately, I'm like, that's not really an idea. That's probably something you saw somebody else do. An idea is, there's a great book by David Lynch, Room to Dream, but he calls it like fishing. Like you're just sitting out there and you're just fishing. And what is fishing? It's a lot of meditative, quiet time. You might not even catch anything, but if you do, you try your best to reel it in and whatever.
Mike, I need to hear this right now. This is exactly where I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I need to be meditative in fishing and have ideas.
Because you're putting so much out there.
Yeah.
And that to me is crazy. I mean, I do give you credit that, like, of all of our comic friends, you're the only person, and James Holiday, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
Because he does a very similar thing.
Yeah.
Where you're just connecting with people on a daily basis. And that's the only thing I've seen move the numbers. Yeah. There's so many comics who we won't name, but I've seen, and myself, I'm in there, where you're just stuck at a number of followers.
Yeah.
Because you're the only thing I've seen that has grown.
Right.
And we don't have to do this. But you also know I think there's negatives to that.
Yes. But what you're touching on is a really important negative. And it's hard to stay connected to ideas.
Yes, 100%. And they're delicate.
Yeah.
They're these, we don't have to get too weird, but I think they're kind of living things.
I agree with you. Well, is that what's happening with DW? So,
you know how many times I heard, what if we did our version of The Office? What if we did our version of blank?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that serves nobody.
Yeah.
They have it.
We have The Office.
They have The Office.
Yeah.
I would be like, I would say to somebody in particular, but I'd be like, well, what do you watch when you go home? She's like, The Office. And I'm like, yeah, you don't even need the own thing you're pitching.
Yeah.
So they just there were just never like original ideas that would carry it through. Now the movie we did was hitting on that because again, nobody was talking about DEI, and then also nobody in the conservative movement, to Matt's credit, was going out there and playing kind of a character and interview. He actually is legitimately good at sitting across from somebody and letting them say their batshit crazy
that is
theories.
Such a well-worn tool on liberal media.
Yeah.
Where they put themselves, it's like the funny version of a straw man argument.
Yeah.
Where you send the guy from the Daily Show to the rally.
Yeah.
You're filming it. You control the edit. You get some idiot to sign a waiver or release.
Yeah.
You talk to them, and they struggle through the conversation and look bad.
Yeah.
And then you make jokes.
Right.
That is like so well worn. That's the Sacha Baron Cohen. That's
and that's who Matt wanted to sort of emulate.
And so that is an idea in a sense where it's not like out of thin air, but there is you're taking your own way in. That's enough of an idea.
Yeah. And so that's like the main thing that's really the only thing I worked on. Most of the time I was just kind of getting paid to do nothing.
Well, let's do this is the game. This is the last two things we're doing. The game, which is we know we don't know, but I know you're a big fan of restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you are uniquely situated via your background at the Daily Wire to tell me whether these restaurants are liberal or conservative coded. So I'm going to give you a restaurant, and then I want you to tell me if it's liberal or conservative coded.
Okay. Yeah.
Think about it from the perspective of the consumer and the environment. From the top, McDonald's,
Conservative.
Chipotle,
Liberal.
Arby's,
Conservative.
IHOP,
Conservative.
Starbucks,
Liberal.
Panda Express,
Liberal.
Popeyes,
Liberal.
Chick-fil-A,
Conservative.
Dunkin',
Liberal.
Taco Bell.
I'm still conservative.
Wendy's.
Liberal.
Right?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why. Subway.
Conservative.
Ooh. Dairy Queen.
Liberal.
Chili's.
Conservative.
Waffle House.
Conservative.
Panera.
Liberal.
Olive Garden. This was the toughest one on the list, I thought.
Yeah. I've never eaten at an Olive Garden.
I haven't in 20 years.
Yeah, never done it. So I don't really know that one. I would. My gut says conservative, but I don't know. I really don't know.
I feel like it's like
I'm just every time you mention one, I just try to picture who do I know eats it the most.
yeah. What do you got, Hayden? Liberal, conservative for Olive Garden.
Liberal. I would say liberal.
I feel like it's just old,
Nonpartisan.
Yeah. Well, that's
nonpartisan.
well, but that's where I'm getting tripped up, which is it's old. It's like a relic.
When you're there, you're family.
But right, the family aspect, obviously, but it's also giving stuff away, like free breadsticks.
Oh,
so I'm like,
yeah.
I don't really know. But I haven't eaten there, so I can't really. I don't know.
You're giving away the unlimited breadsticks. That
in this economy, I mean, that's insane.
That's good. Mike, let's do the bonus round.
Okay.
I think you might have a good one for this. In your life, have you ever seen something mystical, ghost, aliens, etc.? It's okay if the answer is no.
I don't think so, but I would say like feelings. Does that count?
Oh, I'll take
I don't
the
think
feeling.
I've never seen like, oh, that was a ghost.
Right.
But I have felt I've certainly felt like presence and stuff.
Yeah. Is there like a one that's jumping out at you?
I'm in the Comedy Store. You ever been in the Comedy Store in LA?
No.
And the minute you walk in there, especially if you're new, if you ever do that, if you ever go out there, the first time you step in that place, you feel it and
a
text me.
ghoulish feeling.
Yeah, dude, it's like there's something
Bad things have happened in here.
Not even bad things. I think like all sorts of things. I mean, it's been around for 50 some years, right?
I like that.
This is a place where people went with their dreams and they tried hard, and a lot of people succeeded. More people failed. I mean,
I'm being haunted by an ambitious ghost.
Sure. What's the thing where the belief that like objects can take on energy?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Something about that, right?
Yeah.
But that to me is like
it's absorbed all of it.
It's absorbed the energy. I mean, and so also with comedy, like you're giving out so much energy,
vibe,
and the audience is giving out energy. That has to go somewhere.
Something's captured in there. Ooh, I like that.
I feel it in Zanies too. I mean, when you go to Zanies, like the main room, you're like, there's something here.
There's an electricity.
Yeah.
Well, at the Comedy Cellar, you feel it when you go down in there.
I bet. Yeah.
It's like, ooh, yeah, this is a space.
Yeah. And also LA is just like a haunted town. It's everyone's.
That's what you hear. Is you hear it's like it's spooky. It's got like the spooky haunted LA areas.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Movie that changed your life.
I would say Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
I have a handful, but I mean, I saw Jaws 3 as a kid with my family.
I don't know if I've ever seen Jaws 3.
Yeah, I mean it's not the best, but when you're like 8 years old or 7 years, however old I was,
sharks eating people. Great.
Sharks eating people, and we were also watching it in the living room. But and I was terrified. And I remember it was like we were at my aunt and uncle's house. The whole family was watching it, and then the movie ended, and people kind of dispersed doing other things. And immediately following the movie on television was the making of.
Ooh,
and I was like, oh wait, that was all fake.
You thought it was documentary?
I mean, I don't think I didn't know what documentary was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 6 years old.
You're young enough to be like, I'm not clocking that there's all this stuff happening.
Yeah, and then I'm looking at the guy puppeteering the shark.
Oh, but that does change your life because it's your relationship to cinema. There's a behind the scenes. This is a making.
It's a relationship to all that magic, trickery, all that stuff.
Yeah, and you could participate.
But Pulp Fiction was like huge. It like kind of made my aesthetic.
How old were you when you watched it the first time?
I'd have been 16, so I also like had just gotten a car.
I
just like a lot of things were happening. It's high school. It's we're starting to like drink beers and smoke cigarettes and
coming of age.
And I have an older brother, so a lot of my aesthetic previously had kind of been passed down from him.
Yeah.
Things that I liked.
Yeah.
And so that's like a period where you're like figuring out who you are. And and that movie is just huge. So like you would have been what?
Well, I didn't
10,
see it when
11.
it came out, but I probably saw it for the first time when I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I remember it immediately. I was like, wow, there's something different going on here. This is amazing.
Yeah. And to see it in the theaters when it came out was just like a whole new zeitgeist, like a whole new universe, like opened up in front of you. Yeah. And it was all people talked about for like months.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool to like be a part of the beginning of that, to see that in theater.
And it was like, that's still monoculture stuff,
No, that feels special. All right. And the last one in the bonus round, what is one quality that you would give as a gift if you had like a magical power to give one quality to a young person in your life, like a niece, a nephew, a kid, a grandkid? One young soul gets this quality from you.
From me, so I have to possess it?
No, you just get to say whatever it is. You could say like, I don't have this at all, or I have it in spades, but you get it and it's my gift to you.
Is like loyalty one of those?
That's great.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Yeah. Just be loyal to people that help you out, people that you're friends with. It says a lot about character if you like kind of fuck somebody over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sort of tells me the whole story of your life.
Yep. How you treat people.
Yeah.
And honoring your commitments.
Yeah. You can have disagreements. You can have all sorts of things. And, but I mean, if you're just, which again is like what was so weird about LA by the time I left, just watching people throw each other under the bus.
Yeah.
I was like,
you've lost yourself. Yeah.
Even if somebody does, but I have friends that have, not done great things, but, and I know it and I've talked to them about it, but that's still my friend. It's still like, I'm not just going to throw that person out like trash.
Yep.
And that's crazy to me. And somebody can't be a serial offender either. I mean, obviously, but, OJ had AC Cowens, driving him in that van. That's loyalty, man.
That is loyalty.
That's
AC.
loyalty.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean AC was like, I'm glad you murdered those people, but that is like, you're my boy.
Yeah.
And you're at your lowest. I'm not going to like walk away from you. In fact, let's get in the car and take a ride.
That's a great note to end on, Mike. Dude, we did it.
Yeah, we did.
We finished our episode. Thank you for coming in, dude.
Of course, brother. That was fun. It was more fun than I was expecting.
Let's go.
That was almost funny.
That was almost funny. Good.